Greetings, and thank you for joining the weekly meditation of Calgary Mindfulness, where every Sunday morning we meditate for 15 minutes on a different topic, often suggested by our practicing community. If you would like to join these meditations live, or if you would like to attend in-person meditations around the Calgary area during the summer months, please email CalgaryMindfulness@gmail.com. I hope you enjoy this practice and wishing you a wonderful week. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Sunday meditation. And let's begin by getting into our mindful body. That's our position that is strong and straight, but easy. Today we'll be picking up with the topic we started last week, exploring toxic mistrust in our thinking. And that has been the most frequent question I get in email or in messaging is how to manage my life amidst a world that seems like it's very difficult. Let's continue to breathe. We'll do a basic mindfulness scan and meditation as we begin to explore our thoughts. And at the beginning of this practice today, let's invite our thoughts to arise so that we can pay attention to them while we're breathing and listening. Let's begin with 5 deep breaths, noticing the rise and fall of the torso. And always with gratitude as we approach the day-to-day functions of our body, always with gratitude. If we've ever had a time of contrast where, let's say, we can't breathe easily, or we can't walk easily, we can't go to the bathroom, then we know how important these day-to-day routine things that we take for granted are, how much they impact our quality of life. So to fill our thinking with gratitude, we can give thanks for all of these little things we take for granted. My heart is working. My body's working. My breathing's working. I'm 53, so it's not what it was, but I'm still so grateful for ease and agility. And so just being present with wherever we are, wherever we find ourselves on this journey of time. Accepting we are just fine as we are. And let's begin by listening for sounds inside the body. Eyes open or closed, small smile lifting up the lips, stretching up the whole face and the whole being. Noticing breathing, swallowing. Bones and joints crackling, shuffling wherever you're at, in a chair, in your bed. Well, these tiny sounds announce, I am here in this world. Let's stretch our listening ears out even further, listening for sounds in our practice room. Maybe you hear the furnace, kids, birds. And listening for sounds outside the practice room. Can we hear anything on the street, stretching our awareness even further? All the while coming back to the breath. And the posture of the body, strong and straight, cycling between these three anchors. Noticing any thoughts that have arisen. So what we're looking for particularly are the thoughts that sort of hover below the surface of conscious thinking. It's our sub-talk. The narration we give ourselves all day long that we're not really listening to consciously, but it's definitely impacting us. Last week, we posed 3 positions looking for areas where we mistrust ourselves, where we mistrust our circle of people, and where we mistrust the world at large. So, for example, if mistrusting ourselves, we feel unworthy of someone's attention or time. We feel afraid to ask for help. It's hard to advocate for ourselves. We can't trust ourselves to do the right thing without being supervised. Mistrusting our inner circle, where we feel people are out to get us. We can't count on our colleagues. People are our inner circle of friends, colleagues, family are trying to take things from us. We're not respected. And of course, the world at large, that the world is unsafe, that we can't count on any systems. These kinds of thoughts are really amplified in media today, and so naturally they will have taken hold in our own private thinking, which feels pretty terrible. And so we are looking for ways to handle that. As these thoughts arise, let's ask ourselves, what do I really want? What's at the root of this? Typically, the root is fear for safety, a lack of belonging, a lack of meaning. So all of those topics come down to the fear of not being safe in our community. And that fear of safety can go way back in our development, usually very early on. And if we have had periods of of trauma in our lives, then we may be stuck in that loop. And so just to approach ourselves very gently and compassionately, and just sitting with that for a moment or two, exploring a thought of mistrust and following our intuition to understand what's at the root of it. What am I afraid of? In the RAIN inquiry, where we recognize, acknowledge, inquire, and nurture, we are doing the inquiry right now. So we're well along the process. Now let's take that one step further. Let's imagine, what would I feel like if I didn't hold on to that fear? What would I feel like without that fear? Typically, the fear of one's safety, physical, emotional, like the belonging. What a weight off it would be to let go of that fear. And just imagining what it feels like to be content and fulfilled in the moment, to feel we belong, to feel we're respected, to feel that we can contribute and we are honored, we can serve and be served. From this perspective, noticing how easy it seems to let all the little things that normally bother us go. Not taking offense as frequently or as deeply from the unconscious actions of others that also may be coming from a place of fear of safety, fear of not belonging, fear of not being worthwhile. Just noticing how easy it feels to be compassionate to others, to understand our shared vulnerability. Noticing not only how easy it feels in the body, but how empowering it feels to rise above it. How wonderful it feels to choose to not be at the whims of others' actions that may trigger our sense of fear of safety or not belonging. Reminding ourselves that those others are caught in the same cycle of suffering and self-punishment. Observing that by not reacting to that, we offer them healing. We offer ourselves and others great healing. And how easy it is, how easy that is. And that's the one thing I really enjoy. These huge solutions are actually really easy if we put them into practice moment by moment. Our commitment is the hard part, but the work, it's so easy. And what else is easy? Not much. Everything else is kind of a lot of work. Finishing school, working, raising kids, it's all a lot of work. But this is not work. This is just willingness. The willingness is the hard part. So we ask for the willingness to be willing. And we luxuriate in the fact that the work is easy. It's easy. Isn't that nice? It feels great to have something easy to do. Just asking ourselves, if I can let go of these fears, what would I do right now? Trust the first thought that comes to mind. What will I do in half an hour? How will I spend the rest of this day? As we wrap up our practice today, I encourage you to try this out over the week as an assignment. Start your day this way. Noticing the thoughts that arise first thing in the morning when you wake up in bed, realigning as we've done today, and then mapping out your day this way from this place of ease. As always, I welcome your feedback by email or any other means possible, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great week.